Hello everybody, welcome to another All Maverick reaction episode where we are back with some more Moon Knight. This week it is episode 2, which apparently is called Summon the Suit. You guys ready for more Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen.
Kept kicking the refresh button, waiting for the episode to be ready.
I enjoyed last episode. I thought it was really good. This is, I think, the first, not take anything away from the Marvel shows, but I think this has been the first one I've really been like waiting for the next episode to come out.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Yeah, I think the last episode still had a bit of COVID, so I didn't enjoy it as much as I probably could have done, but I'm feeling a lot better now, and I'm looking forward to this.
Cool. Well, should we just jump in and then we can have a chat?
Yeah, let's go straight in.
Okay, right. So let's start going in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Start of the day.
Just mean the end of last episode was a dream. And if it wasn't, he's going to be in trouble for smashing all the windows in the bathroom.
So they got people in there fixing shit.
Yeah.
Bruv, listen.
It's going to be wiped, isn't it?
Yeah. Just him running around like a
yeah,
mad
it's
lad,
going to be
smashing
something stupid. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's going to be that, isn't it?
Is that you, Scotty?
that run.
What are you doing, you donut?
No, it's definitely Marc's walk.
It's still you, bruv.
Well, there's no cameras in the toilet, so I presume he's clear.
Yeah.
I did find.
I'm telling you, this is the main villain.
In my flat.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm not joking.
He is actually going to be part of it.
Like,
Isn't
if
he?
I could find that storage locker,
He's one of
that
the
might be my one
Ethan
chance
Hawke's
to prove to myself that I'm not
Guys.
agents. Yeah.
Of course, I know you. Number 43, right? I never forget a face.
Well, there we go.
Oh shit. What's here?
All the stuff he's been stealing from the museum.
Shit.
Dead bodies.
Lots of Aztec gold and stuff in there.
Probably more likely to be Egyptian stuff, I would imagine, rather than Aztec jazz. But you know.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Dumbass.
Nothing to say he doesn't dabble in a bit of Aztec stuff as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I take it back. You're right. Imagine if it was Aztec gold. What an idiot I'd look. Oh shit, it's all his gear. Look, you see some binoculars there. Marc Spector.
Marc Spector.
As if you've got like a special ops guy whose surname's Spector.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it flies. That's a neat little magic trick. He could go work in
Yeah.
He could go work in Hamley's toy shop with
Hamleys,
like
yeah, he could do, yeah.
I need you to listen to me very carefully. Oh. There he is. Here he comes. Hello, man in the mirror. Wondering if you come up again? I know you're scared. Look, I don't care how bloody handsome you are. Tell me what it is you are.
We protect the vulnerable and deliver conscious justice to those who hurt them.
Khonshu,
Yeah.
the Egyptian god of the moon. Oh my god, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. One piece of steak and then bam, I go bonkers.
Oh no.
No, I'll go back into that container. Go back into the container.
Oh, here he comes. It's like playing Slender Man, isn't it, Jez?
Yeah.
It is.
No, just a double note for me.
That's a double no.
Yeah, I did wonder last episode if he was
Look at his face.
if he was some sort of what do they say, avatar.
I think I said that when we were talking at the end. Oh.
I guess Khonshu's the opposing god to Ethan's character. Don't know their name.
Whoa.
Closest he's ever been to a lady.
Look at his
See
face.
the spiral you went through. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm still your wife.
Oh shit.
You seem absolutely lovely. This Marc, on the other hand, is a right twit. Yeah?
Stephen Grant, can we have a word?
Oh god, they've come for me. Why? I vandalised the toilet.
Who really are these two?
I have a sleeping disorder. Do it in
They
installments.
know she's here. She touched that scarab, and
Oh,
Marc
look.
did say they'd come for her. I remember.
Guess what we've got here, Billy?
Disgusting police behaviour.
We've only got ourselves a full-blown international...
It's because they're fake police. They're from the Egyptian god. It's the special police station.
Yeah, this doesn't look like where the police take you, does it?
It's a dodgy one. Go to sleep, Stephen. Go to sleep, Stephen.
You see him? You see him right now? That's a privilege I no longer have.
Kill him.
What's
Get
he
him.
saying? He's telling his
Get him.
Break his windpipe.
I was his former avatar. Before you, I was the fist of vengeance. Where's the scarab?
I have it.
Uh-oh.
You couldn't possibly understand the value.
Mark's gonna be
What you're
pissed.
Summon the suit.
Sorry, what?
Summon the suit.
Summon the suit? What are you saying?
The suit.
Yeah.
And keep this safe.
Stephen, sort it out, mate.
Stephen doesn't need Mark.
Badass. Done him.
Probably not good. Oh, another
Oh,
jack.
there we go.
Oh, not again.
Oh.
Suit.
Oh.
Oh, look, he's in a proper suit.
What the hell are we wearing?
Yeah.
I don't know. She said I needed a suit. Yeah, the ceremonial armor from Concha's temple, not Psycho Colonel Sanders.
Damn, kill it.
Oh, there we go. So it is invisible to other people then. That saves a bit on the special effects work.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
What happens if you get eaten by an invisible jackal?
You can't handle this.
Do bits of you just disappear, or do you end up seeing chunks of you in its gut?
Get away from her, you. Yeah, I see you. You're in the wrong ends, mate.
He's just gonna get leveled, isn't he?
Like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. My name's Stephen with a V.
Oh,
Let's go. He's the fist of justice now.
whack what?
Waggers, let's go.
Did you see that?
That must have looked insane to everyone watching when that man just
Yeah.
flew away.
Do you reckon he's having a seizure? Nah,
Yeah.
he's just a fancy drunk.
Just never light in London.
Oh. He's got a bit of a Deadpool element to him, hasn't he, at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So he's got little moons he can pull off the front of his suit, has he?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was a cool shot.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was cool. It's like a classic comic book.
Yeah.
Oh, that bit. Uh-oh, Khonshu's pissed they lost the scarab. That's it. Punishment time.
It belongs to me.
Who is the voice of Khonshu? I recognise it. It's almost like Optimus
Too
Prime.
late. Now has it.
It's almost like Peter Cullen.
And we'll
Well,
find
no
another
idea.
way.
Should we part, you may not like my next candidate. Near and dear as she is to you.
Bit of a bastard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. They're in Egypt, are they?
I think they just slept together.
he just
Mark and Stephen.
he just slept with Khonshu. He'll be in bed smoking a cigarette. Go, was it good for you? Was it good for you, Mark?
What's happened to his hand? That was just when he
Khonshu
punched the mirror.
mirrors.
Yeah.
Obviously Stephen's still bothering him. Oh. Well, there we go. That was Moon Knight Season 1, Episode 2, Summon the Suit. Okay, so Summon the Suit. What did you guys think of that one?
Loving it again.
You what?
Really enjoying this series. I
enjoyed it?
loved it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoying this series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last episode was a nice introduction episode,
Mm-hmm.
and this one's moved it on from there. I really love the interaction between Mark and Stephen.
It's a bit of a Smeagol Gollum, isn't it? Going
Yeah,
a bit of a
yeah.
It's kind of that.
No, that's good.
It's not for a kind of a split personality thing. It's not something I've seen it before, right? You've seen people with a split personality talking to like themselves, talk to their silhouette, talk to their shadow, their reflection, whatever. But it's done well, and Oscar Isaac does a good job of playing the two parts. It's always relatively clear which one he is, even without like a real visual change. But
well, the accents help a lot, don't they?
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I thought it was it still had that kind of fun element to it. But obviously with a little bit, a bit more story in there, a bit more character building. It's been good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I think the first one definitely was the introduction, and this one has just basically set up what we're going to see for the rest, for at least the majority of the season, which is going to Amit's Ushabti. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a big battle there. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's good. I think when you talk about split personality, and it was something I was looking into recently, actually, before this came out, was people with like DID and split personalities, and I'd be interested to see what they think of this show in terms of how it represents, I guess, some of the feelings they have towards it. So I don't know. I think it's interesting, this show, and I do like the dynamics. So I'm interested to see where it keeps going.
I'm interested to know how long he has been Stephen, right? Because like
they were almost like it was almost they were going to say.
Yeah.
He asked the question, didn't he? But it never got the answer.
Yeah, because he asked, "How long have you been living like this?" Because obviously, Marc is obviously, I assume, the original side of him, and Stephen has kind of come through. Or maybe there was just a long period of time where he was Marc. I don't know. Like, it's not particularly clear. So, I mean, obviously, Marc was married, right? So Marc's had some form of life before this, but we don't really have any proof as to. I mean, we know obviously Stephen's got this relationship with his mother or whatever, but we don't even really know the details of that. Like, it's her apartment, but we don't know much about that, right? It's an interesting one to see who kind of is the original or the older personality of the two.
Yeah, I did wonder that actually when she saw him, because she was like, "No, you're Marc," and he's like, "No, I'm not." But then you saying that is actually, I think it makes sense that Marc's the original person, and somehow after Khonshu took control of him, he developed second personality or whatever, and now because like you said, he has a fish. He's a gift-centered person. Like you don't exactly need qualifications to do that. So if you were a new person, air quotes, then you could easily go and do that job.
Exactly. He doesn't really have any friends, right? Like he has work. He knows people from his work life, but he doesn't really seem to. He doesn't hang. His best friend outside of that is a human statue. So
that's true.
And also, every time, I might say every time. It only happened twice in the first episode, but every time he called his mum, she never answered. So is she even real, or is it just he thinks it's a real person?
Yeah. Because he's obviously, as we said, we found out Marc was married, and she and his wife. What was his wife's name? Was it
Layla?
Layla. Or what? Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked her character, by the way.
She said, "Oh, you're talking to your mum again," but we don't really know that they're talking about the same person.
Well, they're definitely not.
Yeah. So, no, I thought it was good, and we learnt more about the scarab this episode. We kind of learnt what that is. Well, that's for. It's to give Arthur. Now we still don't know Arthur's name is Arthur, but Tom got it because Tom has the subtitles on.
It did. That's what it said.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we missed it, but I don't feel like we have.
I don't think we have. We know that Arthur was also the former avatar for Khonshu, and is obviously now kind of sort of pledged allegiance to Amit. So it's an interesting. It's interesting there that you've got somebody who has. I guess we don't know. We don't know how much of a hero like Moon Knight will go on. Obviously assuming a hero, but it's interesting to see that you've got the now Moon Knight kind of fighting against what would have been the previous Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting dynamic because obviously, compared with Stephen, this Arthur has a much better knowledge of Khonshu than Stephen does. Obviously, Marc knows Khonshu better. It's awkward you're talking about this multiple personalities of the same person. But no, I'm enjoying. It was a good way of. It was a good way of. It was a good way of introducing Khonshu a little bit more, wasn't it?
Yeah. That kind having Arthur being able to just describe him and his thought process.
Yeah. Sort of child.
I think it made his character a lot more interesting now that we know he was the previous Avatar. So he, he can always one up Stephen and Marc in a way because he knows what Khonshu wants and he knows what Khonshu's the kind of thing Khonshu's gonna get him to do because he's already done it.
Yeah, but I also think probably for a lot longer as well, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Well, his character does look a lot older, so yeah, maybe he was doing it for a long time, and I think you wonder how he left being Khonshu's avatar to become Amit's avatar, and also why he decided he liked killing children.
Yeah, that was a bit, wasn't it? Right, and talking about that, and that's the interesting judgment thing, right? Because obviously you've got Amit, and it's kind of a bit like a little bit how it reads right now. It's like two sides of the same coin. Like you've got Khonshu who's there to sort of judge the guilty. And you've got Amit who's like, well, if I know they're going to be guilty, we spoke about this last episode, let's just judge them before we get there.
It's like the whole Minority Report
scenario, exactly. So they've got two different opinions on the same subject, or two slightly different points of view. They're both about judging the guilty, but...
Yeah, both the same goal, isn't it? It's just a different way of going about it.
Yeah.
I think one's just more psycho than the other.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because... Like, if you look at it from a narrower perspective, you could look at it and go, yeah, if you can judge the guilty before they do things that are bad, that's good, right? Because that means nobody gets hurt. But at the same time, like Stephen said, and like we said last week when we were talking about Minority Report, at that point, aren't you just, like, judging an innocent person? And until they've done something wrong, have they actually... Can you be 100% sure that they are going to do that?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's 100% absolute that that's going to happen.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed this one. I quite liked I quite liked the alternate suit as well. That was quite an interesting.
Yeah, that was funny. I didn't expect that when he fell down and was wearing like some sort of like white.
Yeah.
Well, it's what Stephen would imagine. He wasn't thinking a superhero suit, so he just put it on around.
No, exactly. He looked like
that little fight scene when he was like bigging himself up and he's rolling up his sleeves. That was hilarious.
Yeah. You remind me of a well-dressed Deadpool. Like the look on his face, that kind of like clean white look, but with the glowing eyes. It has that sort of look to it. No, but I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we called out that those cops that arrested Stephen were obviously gonna be crooked before that happened, but
well, I think Marc said it as well. Marc said it before they came. Well, he was like,
he said
if you let her see the scarab, they'll come for her, and that was exactly what happened. So
interesting to know how sort of far and wide sort of Arthur's and Amit's influence has kind of spread, because you've got people in the police, that entire district in the city had gone, and it's not. Stephen had obviously, I guess, spread that influence. Sorry, Arthur had spread that influence very quickly, right? Because it was only recently he's obviously come into England. So either he spread that influence around there very quickly, or it had already happened.
Yeah, I took it as he's already been there previously. I didn't maybe travels quite a lot and goes to different places.
I think it's interesting.
They wouldn't learn those languages in that sort of time, would they? Especially like Mandarin.
It's definitely not just him, but Amit. They're definitely brainwashing people to believe in Amit's cause, makes them speak multiple languages, which helps them to, apprehend people so they can go and, if Khonshu's next avatar was Japanese, I'm sure a group of them would be able to speak that even if they weren't from Japan. If they ended up living in, I don't know, Europe somewhere. So definitely they're using all these people as a massive mob to seek out and destroy Khonshu and his avatars.
I would like to know if it's full brainwash, or is there also rule by fear as well? Is there an element of that there?
Well, I guess these are all people who have been judged, so they've all been judged to be. If you look at it, they've obviously Arthur will have judged all of these people, right? They've all been judged to be good, so if you've been judged to be good, then you're going to believe that whatever you're doing is right. You know, if your future and past has been judged to be in the right, then that tells you whatever decision you make is the right one. If you see what I mean. Like, it's basically kind of giving you a clean slate for whatever you choose to do, because I've been judged. Everything I could possibly do from here is good, so I must be doing it for a reason. So, you know, if you then get asked to do something which might be questionable, you don't question it as much because you assume it must be in the right.
But do you think good by conscience? Too many names. Armit is like not opposing them, and you know. Well, not necessarily killing people. It's like, as long as you do what Armit wants you to do, you're doing the right thing.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? That's that kind of ongoing thing of like, what is good? Like, it depends on your perspective. You know, like in everyone's own story, they're the hero, right? Like, from your own perspective, you're not. Most people don't think of themselves as the villain. You know, so it's interesting, isn't it? And we obviously got a bit of an idea. I mean, this was probably kind of obvious, but where this was going is that Armit wants to judge everybody, wants to judge the world, wants to be freed, so they can do, like, you know, judge everybody that there is. Yeah. So, yeah. Also, another interesting thing though was that they mentioned last week about how Armit was imprisoned by the other gods for being a bit crazy, a little bit over the top. But also Arthur mentioned in this one that Khonshu had been banished as well. So again, there's this two parts of the same coin in that regard, that they seem like they're maybe both characters or gods, sorry, that are at odds with the rest of the like Egyptian, you know, the rest of the Egyptian gods. So
yeah, I want to see. We'll probably get an episode whether it's from their. It wouldn't be from their perspective, but someone would tell us like the backstory behind those two gods, and so I think we'll learn about that more at some point.
I find Egyptian like mythology interesting, like, you know, Egyptian, Greek. I find, you know, both of them very interesting to learn about. Norse, but to be honest, there's a lot of Christianity is just a real boring one, isn't it? Like, like all these other like religions and different different ethnic areas around the world have really like interesting histories, and I'm definitely interested in learning.
Been a bit more creative.
Yeah, a bit more creative. I'm definitely interested in learning more about that stuff. I wonder if we'll meet any, or if we'll see any followers of any other gods or anything like that, right? Because obviously they have their avatars, it would seem. We don't really know right now if Arthur is now like the avatar of Armit, or just because Armit's sort of obviously locked away. So is he their avatar, or is he just like somehow a follower because of that?
The controller of the stick.
No, I think he is, or because he said that Cain was given to the first avatar. I know that doesn't necessarily say it's him, but I think it I remember when he said that. Actually, I was wondering, is he talking about himself, or is he just talking about someone else?
There's obviously been an avatar before him, I would say, but just because he's got the cane doesn't necessarily mean he's like.
I kind of also want
avatar.
I'd say he is.
I also want to know what extra, because he said it's a fraction of Armit's power in the cane.
Yeah.
But so far, he's only really been able to summon 2 jackals, a jackal in the last episode and a jackal in this one.
Well,
which clearly isn't a match for Moon Knight.
Well, he could also judge people and kill them by touching them.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like from Moon Knight's point of view. I'm just trying to wonder.
Well, they're different perspective, right? They haven't all got necessarily the same power, have they? You know, just because like he kept calling him like the punching god and stuff like that. Like that, you know, Khonshu's power is obviously more like a physical power, whereas Amit's power is obviously more linked to like the ability to summon things, or to judge, or to read the future and the like. So I'm sure they don't all have the same power.
What I'm getting at is you know, obviously so far they've summoned just 2 jackals to try and fight Moon Knight, and it's not worked. I'm just wondering whether if he's gonna unleash something else in the future to challenge him, if that makes sense.
Probably. I mean, I don't think he's used the full power. Obviously, like he knew it was just Stephen at that point, and Stephen didn't want to let Marc have control, and I think Arthur knew that, so he just scared him with the jackal. And at the end of the day, the jackal didn't kill him, but they got the scarab, and that's all they wanted. So he actually won that, even if the jackal died, which he didn't actually care about.
Well, yeah, it just faded away, didn't it? Yeah.
That was definitely a comic book. I bet if someone could link it in the comments or wherever, there's definitely a comic book strip of when
that speared thing.
When it was speared through the tower.
It made me think of old, like, 1960s B-movie, more like probably 1940s actually, like B-movie horrors and stuff like that. You know, that kind of imagery of it speared. But yeah, it was definitely a very comic book shot. I'll be interested to see where next episode goes now as well, because now we are in Egypt. So looks like we've got a bit of a change of location. Obviously, Stephen locked away. Maybe it's going to be a very much Marc in control next episode. I mean, maybe the next few episodes are going to be very much Marc taking the lead here, and Stephen kind of trapped away, because as he said, you know, whoever is sort of the conscious one now has got more power. It's going to be less back and forth between the two unless they allow it to happen.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the interaction for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something silly like Marc's going to fall asleep and he's going to wake up as Stephen, or just something weird like that. So it's going to be fun.
Marc doesn't strike me as the guy who ever sleeps.
No.
He's clearly, obviously, still annoyed that... Well, not annoyed. Stephen's clearly still trying to make himself known, because we saw in that hotel room at the end, like the smashed mirrors and stuff. Stephen's obviously still, like, yelling at him and stopping him from resting or anything like that. So,
yeah.
But no, I'm ready for next Wednesday for episode 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, that was Moon Knight Season 1, Episode 2, Summon the Suit. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, leave your thoughts below. If you've read none of us have read the comics. If this is a storyline straight out of a comic, please don't sort of spoil it for us, but let us know what you're thinking of the series so far. If you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe. You can also head over to allmaverick.com, where you can check out our videos, our blogs, our podcasts, and go to twitch.tv/allmaverick live on a Tuesday and Thursday evening, where we are playing some of our favourite games. So come and stop by. Also, links to our social channels in the description below. Jump on our Discord server, come and say hello and talk to us about Moon Knight. We always love chatting about the TV shows that we're watching, or anything else you think would be worth checking out. Right. All right, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
I suppose we should go and start a day of work then.
I don't know. It's supposed to start 15 minutes ago. We're going to be in trouble.
We better get on this then. Quick. Chop, chop, chop. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.